Hey guys, so this isn't the normal setup. As you can see. I just wanted to take some time to uh, make kind of an unedited video, just like give you like my rawest form basically, because during these times, I should tell you what's up. So I have a list of things that I want to get to so that this isn't too long and that I'm not like boring you. But well, first off, life has been weird. With the whole quarantine situation and social distancing. Surprisingly, I've actually been really tired. I've been kind of quiet. I haven't been like my usual bubbly self, which is not normal for me, especially. Um, I really miss everyone. I miss having my friends around, like at school, stuff like that. And yeah, it's just been really like quiet and silent. Like it's different if you have like your family with you because you see them like every day anyway. It's something different about like seeing your friends or other people outside, stuff like that. I can't leave. I can't go outside. I'm struggling right now, but I'll survive. I hope. I'm pretty sure I will. So merch. I want to talk about that because I want to get to some things happening. So merch is a thing. I opened up my line for the Plantaholics. I'm gonna add more for the different lines that I have. I have two lines right now. One's for Plantaholics, and one is my own little cute little design called Pocket Plants. It's really cute. I plan to have more of those designs up soon, so make sure to like stay tuned for that. I also plan to have a limited edition merch come out somewhere around February. Wow, somewhere around April or May. I'm thinking probably the beginning of May. It'll last for that entire month, and then once it's gone, it's gone. So I'll update you guys for that. There isn't much else after that. But yeah, I just want to give you my opinion on like the whole coronavirus situation and all that stuff. So I just want to remind everyone to what people have been saying. Do the five. Wash your hands, cough in your elbow, dab.
No!
Don't touch your face. Unless you're like touching a whole bunch of crap and like not washing your hands. You can still touch your face, but whatever. Keep a distance. That one's really important. And stay home if you can. Those are the five that you constantly see. Now, I want to just talk a little bit briefly about social distancing. It can get really difficult, I know, for me, because I'm a very emotional and empathetic person, and I like being social. Not having social interaction has made me very tired and sluggish. Like you can tell right now, I look really tired. I didn't take a nap. I didn't sleep. I promise. I've been like this all day. It's so sad. Even with coffee, that's also very sad. Come on, like, where's my Starbucks? Um, it's kind of upsetting that you can't see like the ones you love, the ones you see all the time, and it makes life kind of stagnant. But I feel like anything is beneficial to not spread the virus and stuff like that. But I'm going to be brutally honest, we live in an age with technology. You can easily call, text, video chat, FaceTime, Skype, whoever you want. You can even play games with people online, of course, like you see that all the time with Let's Plays and stuff like that. And that's probably the easiest way to connect with someone, unless like you're one of those people who are really daring and you can go outside and just stay away like 10 feet. But some of us don't have the luxury. Apparently, in some places with lockdowns, you're going to get arrested for being outside after a certain time, so that sucks. Personally, now this is where I'm going to get to my opinion type deal over here, so yeah, you can skip this if you want to. It's really important, but personally, I feel that we should be doing more than just the five. I think there's like maybe good 15, 20 things that we should be doing. One of the things we should be doing is not panicking. I understand you should start panicking if, let's just say, that someone in your family or someone like your friends has come into contact with someone with the virus, or they have the virus themselves. That's when you're like, oh, okay, I have to be careful because I have been exposed to someone who has had the virus, or oh no, I had the virus myself. So, of course, in that route, you want to, of course, get tested because they have testing now. You want to do the self-quarantine for 2 weeks because you won't show symptoms until then. And you want to make sure that other people are not going to come into contact with you because you want to prevent this from spreading. That's the whole thing about a virus. Its main mission is to spread and infect. The way you stop that is, of course, by social distancing and quarantining yourself. But, of course, that's difficult for a lot of people, apparently. I'll get into that later. Next one, stop hoarding supplies. Please, I beg you, stop hoarding supplies. I wish I had taken pictures of this. I'll put up pictures, like, just up here. I will put the links of the people, like, where I get them from. Because that is just terrible. That's trash, literally. It's terrible. Like, why would you go out of your way to hoard all of this useful material from people who genuinely need it? Like, I went to the supermarkets and literally canned food, gone. Toilet paper, demolished. Like, water, snatched. Like, everything that was essential to everyone is gone. Hand sanitizer is gone. People were trying to take, like, aloe vera leaves and then, like, alcohol and trying to make their own hand sanitizer. Like, people are really getting that desperate. And I hate seeing people like that, but you're doing this to yourself. You do realize that, right? You're panicking. When all of this was announced, there were only very small, minute cases, and everyone and their mom decided to go to each and every store to purchase all of this stuff, leaving nothing behind for other people who needed it. Now, they're going to suffer without that protection. And yet you have everything else. Next point, drink lots of water. A lot of people have been forgetting to drink water. Like, that's a really big issue for us people. We need to drink water. Our body's made up of like 70% water, and we need more of it to survive. So, chug some. I chugged like 2 bottles today, and I think I'm going to chug a third. So, and another thing is exercise. Exercise is actually really important, especially if you're people like me who likes exercising, but either can't afford a membership to a gym, can't go to a gym, is intimidated by a gym, or just can't go outside. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about workouts and stuff like that. If you want to, I'll leave 2 in the description below, and I'll, let you guys do what you want with that information. Exercise is really good for you. It also can help stimulate blood flow, of course, gets the muscles moving, the blood pumping, and it can actually help with those who are suffering a little bit from depression, because I hear that social distancing can cause a little bit of depression because you're not around other people and you're kind of just sitting at home, so it gives you something to do. If you can and are allowed to be outside, I know that there are some countries who are allowing people to be outside during certain times, like maybe like once in a day, so that people can actually get like their exercise that they need. But if you're able to, just like sit outside. If it's nice out, just sit outside in your backyard, sit on the patio, just chill, soak up the sun, get some fresh air, listen to the birds, garden if you can. That's what I'm doing. I just started to garden, so get out, get active, try to do something. Of course, if you're in a heavily populated area, of course, be very vigilant, very careful with the people who you're interacting with and who are around you. But if you can only stay around where you live, just, even if you're like in one of those like apartment complexes with just those little tiny like 4-foot balconies, just sit out there and just sit, think, just a little bit, but get a little bit of fresh air, just a little bit. Even if you open a window and just sit and chill with nature, that's also really good for your brain and mental health too. Now, this one is especially important because I feel like people aren't doing this enough. Please look at the facts. Like, you need to be looking at not Fox News, not CNN, not any of the news channels, because that'll just scare you. It'll just wipe your brain of anything that you're doing and just scare you. Look at the CDC, and they're of course a government website, but they're the ones who are based mainly on science and what's actually happening. They'll give you the statistics, they'll give you the rates of infection, they'll give you the rates of death, they'll give you all that stuff. And if you look at those facts, you'll be shocked to realize that they're not actually that scary. You may have a very high risk of coming into contact with the coronavirus. However, unless you're someone who has a pre-existing medical condition or you are really elderly, you don't have much to worry about. It is a respiratory infection, and it is painful. It's not fun. I know I don't have it, but I've had like majorly bad coughs before, so I can get a tiny bit of an idea. But if you look at what's like being said by the scientists and the doctors, then you should definitely be okay. You know, and during these times when you're inside, you know, you can always practice some type of art or some type of new skill. I've been drawing a lot more. I've been posting a little bit more on my Instagram about, you know, my plants and of course stuff like that. I've been posting more of the art that I've been drawing for my portfolio. If you go on my Instagram, that'll be all linked below as well. And, you know, I've been doing a lot more, and it kind of feels a little bit more fulfilling because I've been getting out YouTube videos now. Wow, look at me. Um, but yeah, and one more final point, which I think is the like really important thing. If you come down with symptoms, and I don't mean like if you just start coughing suddenly and you're just like, oh my god, I might have the virus. No, sit down, think, look it up. What are the symptoms? Like, how do they come on? How are you supposed to feel? Because don't go off one symptom and then thinking, oh god, I'm gonna die. Like, don't do that. A lot of people do that. Just don't. And if you do come down with symptoms, and let's just say you went to get tested, and of course it comes back positive that you do have the coronavirus, then take those steps. You need to make sure that you're actually doing this for a reason, and not quarantining yourself or not, you know, shutting yourself off because you have like one symptom. I know I've been suffering from like majorly bad allergies because we didn't have like terrible like winter weather, like, you know, up here in the Northeast. We didn't really have a snow, so of course there's like a whole bunch of allergens and whatnot, and then plants are coming up early because it's been warm, so a lot of pollen and allergens have been out, and I've been sick, like allergy sick for like 2.5 months now. It's been going on since like December, and it's been terrible. I can't breathe. Like, you can tell I can't breathe. I'm taking like 3 medications for it, and it's awful. But if you come down with a fever, the really bad dry cough, you know, and if you feel like bad, I'd probably quarantine anyway, even if it's not coronavirus. But if you're sick, like, quarantine yourself. But yeah, make sure to check in with doctors, and don't be afraid to ask help if you are unsure. Definitely ask for medical professionals, and they'll be like very glad to help you. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get into the more political side of this, because let's be honest, a lot of you have been probably like listening to the news, and let's be honest, you listen. I don't like social media right now. So what I wanted to get into was to let you guys know that the first confirmed case was in, I think, late January, but it wasn't until around mid-February, end of February, that we started panicking. That doesn't add up. It really doesn't. It wasn't an issue then, but then when more and more people started getting it, oh crap, now it's an issue, oh no, time to go quarantine, and I don't like that. I don't. I really, really don't. I feel like we jumped the gun. I feel like we really decided to take this as a very major and serious issue a little bit too quickly, and we did it a little too forcefully. I feel like if we eased our way into it and we didn't panic, I feel like things would be a lot different. Another thing that I want to get into is that we should be not only eyeing the situation right now, but we should also be keeping an eye open for the government that controls our entire society. I feel like there are probably some shady things happening while we're focused on this virus situation, and we're not looking at things that are happening in our government. I think, this is my personal belief, I feel like humans are, of course I'm a human, I'm not generalizing like everyone but me included, I'm quite dumb, but humans are very blind. I feel that whenever one thing goes up, we're only focused on that, and we're not focused on everything that's happening, including the situation. I feel like politicians are now taking this opportunity to create laws and bills that are gliding right under our noses, and we're not focusing on any of that. And I feel that without our say in the matter, because we're all focused on quarantining ourselves and staying inside, that they can kind of push their agenda without anyone knowing that there even was an agenda. And that in itself is deplorable, especially for a country that preaches on being so progressive and so uncorrupt and so just. I just don't understand any of that logic. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Please, I encourage you to. But I feel that I'm sure of it, that you can probably find some laws that were made within just a couple of months about things that we had no idea. And that's scary. That's honestly terrifying. And I don't like where that's heading. Because if we're this focused on trying to keep ourselves safe, and we're not even looking at the people who are controlling our lives, I'm worried. I'm just worried for us, you know? It's just stuff like that. I feel like we need to look at them for support. We need to look at our government for support. That's what we've been doing since this government was made. We've been doing our jobs. You should do your own. Now, another thing that has really been irking me is I've seen a lot of rhetoric. I've heard a lot of rhetoric. Seen, heard, something like that. I don't know grammar. I want people to stop associating the coronavirus as just a Chinese illness. Yes, it originated in Wuhan, China. That we know is for sure. But it's not a Chinese virus. It isn't just associated with all Chinese people. And that's something that has come out of our president's mouth. You can't call it a soundbite. He said it himself in interviews and shit. I just don't understand. Like, and I shouldn't say we, only a small bit of people have been just calling it the Chinese virus, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. Why should we call it by its clinical name, call it by its scientific name? Coronavirus or COVID-19. We didn't call AIDS, when it originated in Africa, the African virus. We didn't call it the black people virus. I don't get it. We didn't call smallpox, or we didn't call, I don't know, polio the American virus or the European virus. We didn't call it the white person virus. It was just polio. It was just smallpox. Like, I don't understand. It's how, like, the way we associate things and the way we put blame on an entire group of people just because it started somewhere. I mean, the AIDS epidemic didn't necessarily start with, you know, black people. I mean, you can argue that, oh, it started with gay people. You can argue that, but it isn't a gay virus. It's a human. HIV isn't. I mean, no. Let me rephrase that. HIV isn't a gay virus. Just because I'm gay or identify as non-binary doesn't mean that I automatically have HIV or AIDS. And just because I am those identifiers doesn't mean I'll get it in the future. It's a human virus. AIDS is an autoimmune deficiency syndrome that affects humans. Coronavirus is a virus that infects humans. And apparently animals. Something about a dog. Some dogs or a cat has got it. Like, it's jumping now. It's scary. But we should be treating each other as equals. We shouldn't be splitting each other up because this virus originated somewhere else. I want to get into also the people who think that the coronavirus isn't, like, that big of an issue because they're looking at the facts and thinking, oh, it doesn't have that bad of a death rate. Oh, I can just go do whatever I want. No. I feel like you should listen to what the doctors and scientists are telling you, and you should stay home. The people who think that, oh, it's going to mess up my spring break. Oh, it's going to be, like, so terrible because I can't go on my trip now because I planned this and whatnot. Listen, because of this virus, I couldn't go on my last trip there was a trip called intensive learning at my school, where we get to sign up and do different things over like a week period. A lot of people were actually planning to go to other countries like Prague. They were planning on going to China. They were planning on going to places like Belize. And I wanted to go to Florida, to the organization Give Kids the World, because I wanted to volunteer with other people. I wanted to make a kid's day. I wanted to give and spread happiness to everyone. And that was canceled. The people who wanted to go on these expensive trips, like going to Prague and Belize and even going to China, they had to cancel all their trips as well. And a lot of them, I don't think, are getting most of their money back. They might be getting some of it, but not all of it. I was planning on going to prom, and I don't know if we're going to have a prom. And this is my last year. I held off on going to prom from 9th through 11th, and then this year I wanted to show up. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to have that. A lot of people have been spending time doing classes online. I mean, yeah, we get to stay in like our pajamas and just chill all day. That's kind of fun, but I'm not going anywhere. My spring break's in a couple of days. I'm not going anywhere. But do you think I'm upset about that? I'd rather stay at home, binge watch Netflix, get other work done, and continue my YouTube journey and my merch store and my art style and all that other good stuff than going on a week trip that I'll just have pictures of. I'd rather be home. I'd rather be in bed. I'd rather be able to like chill with family. Like, the way we think, the way we act, the way we go about certain situations, it's just so backwards. It's just so weird. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I say all that to say that we should be doing more. I feel like we, as a society, as a people, should be doing a lot more to protect ourselves, to protect other people, to really actually help each other during this time of need. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter about people giving out money, donating money to people who needed it. And that's an amazing thing we're doing. For people who actually need the money, and we're giving it to them. That's amazing. Keep doing that. For the people who have been making professional face masks with like the actual like professional lining and like so that people can wear them and even make a fashion sense out of them, thank you for doing that. For the people who are spreading awareness about this virus and telling people the right things, thank you for doing that. To the doctors, to the sanitation workers, to the janitors, to the people who have been cleaning up after our mess and who've been dealing with the mess on site since day one, thank you. I can't thank you enough. And I feel like you're not hearing that enough. So to all of those people who have been doing their jobs and who have been helping us, thank you. I thank you. I hope that this video sees you well, this message sees you well, and to those who are watching this video because it came up on your feed, hi, you should subscribe, because I generally do a lot more funnier stuff than this serious topic, but yeah. Well, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my Plantaholics video when it uploads. Be ready for that. I hope you guys get to experience my little plant journey. And, you know, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, leave a comment, leave a like or dislike, I don't know, whatever you want at this point. And I'll see you guys later. Oh, and guess what? I actually figured out like, what I want to say at the end of the video. Stay sassy, stay classy, and you better work that throne, my kings and queens. I'll see you guys in the next video. Wow, I actually figured that out. Wow, I feel so proud of myself. Bye, guys.